coming back for another video. Right now, I am, this is the third time I have tried to film a crappie video. And right now, I'm just slowly cruising in this little bay, and I'm looking underneath these docks, because there's some of these big wooden docks that come out over the water, and that's where these pre-spawn crappies push into. So I saw a couple back on the and I'm gonna work my way through and see if I can see them stacked up. I've got polarized glasses on today. If you look really close, a lot of times you can see these fish just stacked underneath these docks. A lot of times this is when some of the bigger crappie get caught, and the goal is to get a master angler crappie. Don't hold me to it, but I'd really like to get one. So stay tuned. I'll show you a little bit about what I'm doing, and the rod, all that stuff, how I'm doing this, and hopefully we can get lucky and get into some fish. So stay tuned. There's the first crappie of the day. It's actually a good keeper size. It's not the jumbos we're looking for. Actually, it's a little small for a keeper, but we're going to get him back. The key to doing this is to not spook them. And I've definitely spooked my fair share already today. So I'm going to get a new minnow on and hope there's some bigger ones down there. There's a good keeper. I had to downsize my hook, downsize my presentation a little bit, and that one went right away. Another nice keeper. I think I'm getting it figured out. This is number 3 in about 2 minutes. And I think I spooked that school out of there. Another good keeper. Alright. That one's a little small. Well, I've at least got it figured out. And the key to this is just being super sneaky and staying on the little schools, because you'll catch a fish out of one school and they scatter a little bit. And I downsized to just one of these spring floats, fluorocarbon leader, couple split shots, plain Aberdeen hook with a little minnow on it hooked to the tail. And it's just a little bit less of a presence when you cast it in there. It's not spooking on the head. There's another good keeper. All right, we got to find these big ones. I haven't seen.
I haven't seen any big ones lurking around yet, but I know there's some big ones here. So I'm gonna probably move around a little bit and see if I can't find a school that has a couple bigger fish. That's just barely a keeper right there. That one's probably actually not. We're gonna let him go. I don't need to keep that many. I'm gonna only keep enough for us to have one meal, so probably 6 fish or so should be enough. That's a good one. Okay. Ah, there's a nice one. See, and where I just caught that fish out of, I was actually seeing a little school of them. Like probably, I could see at least 8 or 10 fish. And I just real carefully casted it up in there. And he came out and whacked it, and now they all scattered. So you just have to be so slow and careful when you're doing this. But that one's going in the live well. That makes number 5. There's one. Oh, here we go, guys. Here we go. Nope, he just pulled good right in the beginning, but it's a good keeper. Well, I'm just keep kind of moving back and forth between a few docks that they're on. Another nice one. And I can see them stacked underneath all these separate docks, but I see a lot of little ones, not seeing any big ones. So I'm gonna keep kind of moving around and see if I can't get any big ones out of the bunch. That one's just barely a keeper. Okay, so I'm sure you guys have heard the old saying, don't leave fish, find fish. But I've got enough for a good meal, and I am now going to go check some water that I've never really looked at this time of year. The key to doing this is all about water temperature. Once the water hits about 50 degrees is when these crappies push up into these shallower areas. They move from their basin kind of winter spot. They move up into these deeper water kind of cover is what I'd call it. And all these docks that are over 10 to 15 foot of water, and the docks go out that far, that's where you're going to find these crappies. So I'm going to make one more pass through here and see if any more showed up. I'm cruising the docks right now and I'm not seeing any. And I'm going to go back. Another really good spot this time of year is channels, because they warm up a lot faster, and there's a really nice channel on this lake, and I've never checked it for crappies this time of year. So we're going to cruise back through. See, I'm seeing a couple fish underneath these docks, but ooh, and there's a bunch under this one stacked up, but they are way underneath there to where you might be able to get some out of it. But I think as opposed to wasting more time with these little ones, I'm gonna go look for some new water and hope to get a big one. So stay tuned. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me. So you can see I'm making my way back in this little channel, and it's super deep right here, and it gets up really shallow on the sides. But up here, I was back here last year, and there's some deep like sunken brush, and it just made me think that those crappies might hold on there, but it's going to be hard not to spook them because this is so quiet back here. But there's some brush right there with a big pike on it. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that or not. Sunken brush. I don't know if I'll be able to see fish. There's a whole tree right there, and see, I got a feeling all through here, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this or not. There's some fish on that one, but I don't think it was crappie. And there's stuff like this all back here, and I just have a feeling that there's going to be some crappie back here. But you never know. And that's the fun of doing this, is I already caught some fish, so if I find a new spot to fish and end up catching some, it's a total bonus. This is really deep. This is like 20 foot through here, and this is all steep brush that comes down right here. So I thought there might be some fish in here. I might actually try to fish this real quick. All right, well, I didn't see anything super promising back here, so I'm going to I've still got about an hour to fish, so I'm going to quickly fly back over, check out a couple other docks that I didn't check earlier, and hopefully get a few more fish. Now I just want to catch a couple more, because this was a little bit of wasted time, but you know, you have to do this stuff or else you're never going to find cool new spots to fish. So stay tuned, let's go find a couple more fish. There's one right away. Same size as the other ones though. Small. One's got it. See the bobber moving off to the side. Just a small one. There's one. There's one. Another nice one. Come on. There we go. Crap, got one. All right, I was just about to leave, and I found one more little school underneath a different dock, and I'm gonna see if there's any good ones in it before I go. And I just spooked them kind of by casting on top of them, but I gotta believe there's enough of them in there that something will come out and play. Maybe not. I spooked those ones good. There's that big school right there. Hopefully you guys can see it. It's coming back. I'm gonna cast in front of it. Bet I can get one out of there. Yep, there's one. Okay. There's one. Well, that's been the average size. I'd guess those are about 9 to 10 inches. And caught a ton of them. I don't know how many of them I'm going to put in this video because it'll get a little bit redundant, but still on the hunt for a big one. And I think I scattered that school, and they just kind of cruise back and forth underneath these docks, and they always seem to come back if you lay low for a little bit. Oh my gosh, I'm looking underneath there and there's a bunch of big bass under there too, like 3 to 4 pound bass. Oh, there they are right there. They're on that piling. We gotta try to sneak it in there. Yep, we're on them. There's a big school right under there. Oh, got him. Tiny one, and I didn't spook the school. That's the key here. Well guys, that is gonna do it for today. I guess I didn't exactly achieve my goal of getting a master angler crappie, or really any they were all pretty small. The average size was not great, but anytime you go out and catch some fish, it's a good day. So I guess the key to today was being real sneaky and stealthy, and I sucked at it, but I still managed to probably catch 20 or 25 nice crappie. I kept 8 for dinner, and yeah, gives me something to come out and do. Again, I don't know if you guys saw my master angler bluegill video. I have been out here fishing a lot over the last probably 5 or 6 years to try to get one of those, and I actually ended up getting an 11-inch bluegill last year, so kind of got me hooked on pan fishing. It's really fun. There is some giant crappie out here, so that's the next goal, is get a master angler crappie, and hopefully I can get it on video for you guys at some point. But you win some, you lose some, but today we definitely won with a live well full of crappies, and those will be absolutely delicious. The other thing, I had a lot of people ask me, hang on, there's a little smudge here, about what boat I fish out of. And this is a 2014 Tracker Pro Guide V175 combo, so it's got the flip up rear seats. Not sure if you guys can see it or not. And then it's got live wells back here in both spots. That's where I keep my planer boards. But it's a great boat. It's got a 90 horse Merc on it. And then I've got the 24 volt Tarova on the front. So it's a really, really good boat, and I love it. But I've never really talked about it much, but maybe I'll do a little walkthrough at some point. But coming up, we're going to be doing some salmon fishing really soon. I haven't been out at all yet this year. I just haven't really felt like it. I've been doing a lot of trout fishing, a lot of stuff like that. So anyways, hopefully you guys like this video, and I always try to kind of put out different content. I started it off as mainly just Great Lakes salmon fishing, and I like to get out and just do pretty much every kind of fishing there is. So that's what I've kind of transitioned this channel into, and I hope you guys like it, and if you do, make sure you subscribe. So that'll do it for today. We're gonna head back to the launch, and thanks for watching.